Today we have a really interesting lesson to come. It's this simple situation. We are just on a 7 ball and all we want to have is a straight-in shot, 48 ball into the corner pocket. Looks simple, but it's really interesting and really important to understand. Let's go after the intro. Why is this so interesting and why is there so much to learn from? Well, let me tell you. First of all, as mentioned, we want to bring the cue ball into this area where we have a close to a straight-in shot, 48 ball into the corner pocket. And there are two options to play this shot. The first option is to play it with low on the cue ball. The second option is to play it with left spin in this case. Let's talk about the low first. What I'm trying to do is to actually play a stop shot or a stun shot. This just means the cue ball has no forwards or backwards rotation on it when it's hitting the 7 ball. No, it has no rotation, it's just sliding over the glove. And what happens then is, of course, the cue ball will follow the tangent line, the 90-degree line, go towards here, towards there, and then we have a nice shot into the corner pocket. And this is no problem if the cue ball is not on our initial point on the table, but just a bit closer. So let me show you how this would look by just playing a stop shot here. As you can see, a really nice position for the 8 ball into the corner pocket. But what happens now if the cue ball isn't that close to the 7 ball, but further away? To understand the problem with that is you have to understand how low and follow works. The problem is low and follow gets lost while the cue ball is traveling over the table. So I'm going to play a draw shot now from this part to the rail, and you have to watch what the cue ball is exactly doing. First, it will have low, it will have backwards rotation on it, then it will slide and then it will start to roll. So let's have a look here. Well, I think the cue ball started to actually roll forwards here. So if I'm playing this same kind of shot that we just played here towards here, from there, then I will have a draw shot on the cue ball. If I'm playing the same shot from here, I will have a stop shot. And if I'm playing the shot from here, I will actually have a ball that rolls forwards. So no stop shot and no draw shot. And this is the problem. If I'm further away, I at the same time need to hit harder that the cue ball has that backwards rotation longer on it or that sliding cue ball. But the other problem is that we don't want to hit too hard because the cue ball should just travel that tiny amount, and this is the dilemma in this shot. It's very difficult to have that perfect timing, to have that stop shot and at the same time hit as soft as possible. Let me show you how this would look. Let's see how this shot turns out. So I'm trying to hit as low as possible, that the cue ball starts to slide a bit later, and then we will see how the cue ball arrives on the 7 ball. Alright, did you see what happened? Well, the cue ball didn't travel along that line, but it actually got a bit more towards this direction. And the problem here was that I was hitting too soft and the cue ball didn't have that backwards or sliding cue ball on it when it was hitting the 7 ball. It actually was rolling forwards. So I'm trying to play the same shot, and this time I need to hit a bit harder because, as I saw, the cue ball had forwards rotation on it. So let's play it again, a bit harder this time. Trying to maintain that sliding cue ball. And then suddenly something like this happened. So now I had a nice draw shot on the cue ball or sliding cue ball, but I overhit the shot by quite a lot. And this is the problem. So if you're far away from the object ball and you want to have a draw shot, you need to hit harder, but at the same time you want to hit soft. So the cue ball either rolls and doesn't have any backwards rotation on it, get towards here, or you're hitting a bit too hard, the cue ball gets towards here. So it's just so difficult to have that perfect combination of speed and cue action and perfect timing to actually bring the cue ball nicely towards here. And the closer the cue ball gets, the easier the whole thing gets, as you saw in the beginning. That's why there is also another option if we're playing it with spin. And the huge advantage when using spin is way longer present on the cue ball. Let's have a look here how long the cue ball is actually spinning. So if you're using spin, you're not dependent on hitting at the right speed to maintain that spin on the cue ball. The disadvantage here on this kind of shot is that you're using spin, so you have to adjust for the side spin, so you have to adjust your aiming. You're also a bit elevated and there is spin-induced throw. This is not a video about how to aim with side spin. I actually made a video about that. Long story short, in this case you need to aim the 7 ball depending on the deflection of your cue, either to here, 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 or even maybe here. Just aim it straight depending on the deflection, as I mentioned. Alright, let's now try to play this shot with just spin and see what happens with the cue ball. And you can see this time we really have a nice position on the 8 ball. I maybe could have cheated the pocket a bit more to the left, then the cue ball would have been here and we have a straight in shot on the 8 ball. But you can see this is just a bit easier to execute because you don't need that perfect timing. Keep in mind, however, that you have the problem that you have to adjust for the side spin. Well, what would my recommendation would be? How do you need to play the shot? I personally prefer to play it with spin just because I'm so used to playing shots with spin, but I wouldn't really recommend any way to play it, and it also depends a lot on how far the cue ball is away. Maybe you can actually do a mixture of both, a bit of low, a bit of left. If you're here, then you can of course also do just left spin or maybe just low, but the further you are away, the more difficult it is to hit soft at the same time, keep that sliding cue ball present. So you have to try it out, maybe set this situation up, maybe create another situation, and then just practice it. Play the shot 10 times with spin, 10 times with low. One more thing that is really important about this kind of shot, let's say we're here and the table is brand new with brand new cloth on the table and on the rails. Then the problem is that the rails are really sliding a lot, so the left spin won't grab on the cloth that good or on the rails that good. By the way, my cloth and rails got changed quite a while ago by Atom-Billard. You will hear more about them in the bonus clip. So, what is the problem? If we're having a brand new cloth, then the spin won't grab that good. So for example, if I'm here in that situation, I wouldn't play it with spin, but with low, because I can control that low a bit better, and the left spin won't be as effective and doesn't open the angle that much, but will be a bit more like that because the spin just doesn't grab on the cloth, and this is the problem. So you have to adjust it also a bit on the condition of your table. As mentioned, today's bonus clip isn't about Instagram but about Atom-Billard, or how you would pronounce it as a German, Atom-Billard, and they changed my felt on the table on my rails quite a while ago. They also adjusted the table that it's level, and they're not only doing that, they are also selling pool tables. They have, by the way, a really nice and great showroom for their pool tables. You should definitely visit their website, check it out. And they're also selling cues, other products, and also offering training, personal training with people like Ralph Souquet and other local coaches. So definitely check out their website. The link is down here and also in the video description. And if you enjoyed what you've learned in this lesson, which was in my opinion really interesting, then I would be really happy and appreciate it if you leave a thumbs up. If you have any questions, just leave a comment down below, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel and if you want to get notified once I'm uploading new lessons on pool, then subscribe to my channel, hit the bell notification, and well, that's basically it for today. So thanks for watching, guys. A huge thank you goes out to my sponsors, to every single one of you who is supporting me, and that's it for today. So thanks for watching, guys, and as always, see you at the next lesson. Take care.